I was way out there.
Yeah.
But it's all good. Y'all don't sleep on your boy. It's 12:25. 25 minutes late. You'll close that door for me. Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. If you are coming on with me now, after 25 minutes of waiting and anticipating, welcome to the late Ramon Preston Show on this beautiful hump day, Wednesday. Please, if you're coming on, I want you to hit that like button, even if you're mad. Hit the share button, even if you're in your feelings. And tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know, finally, Prophet Ramon, the squad, and the Ramon Preston Show, we are live in his house on this beautiful Wednesday. You know why? Because this is the day that the Lord has made, and we're going to rejoice and be glad in it. I'm so excited. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. How y'all doing out there today? Please let me know how you're feeling, how you're doing, what city you're watching us from today. As a matter of fact, do I have one of my rings over there? Because yesterday I forgot to put one of my rings on, like my wedding ring. Is it a ring over there? I always, that's why I leave them everywhere.
Let me call Mom. Tell her.
Is it one right there?
No. You must have left it at home.
I must have left it at home. You sure?
Next time, don't leave your ring there.
Well, don't get it twisted. Check my bag. See if I got one in my bag right there.
You feel naked?
Yeah, I feel funny. Right when I looked at my hands, I didn't have one yesterday either. That's why I picked two up. I was like, you know what? Every time I run to the bathroom and
Well, it's your lucky day.
boom, thank you, Holy Ghost. See there?
Next time, keep it on.
Just in case my wife is watching. Look at that, baby.
I got it, Mom.
Look at that diamond, baby. Look at that black diamond right there. Thank you. Girl, you saved the day. My wife love me anyway. She gonna love me with or without. However, put that ring on.
Period.
Don't be around here capping like you ain't married.
Exactly. Period.
My
She
wife.
got hers on.
Exactly. She better keep it on. Just let them know you taking, boo. Put both of them fingers up, cause she got rings on both fingers.
That's right.
How's everybody doing today? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. Just in case you don't know, let me let you know.
Now you know.
I'm Ramon Preston, prophet, apostle Ramon Preston. Yes, I am. And I'm the host. And guess what? We come to you every Monday through Friday, except today and a few other days in between, at 12 o'clock p.m. Today is 12:25 p.m. But I'm so excited. This has been an absolutely extraordinary week so far. If you haven't been following us just the last 2 days of this week, both of our shows, Monday and Tuesday, yesterday and Monday that is, both of our shows were centered around me just sharing a lot of personal, intimate, sentimental things that I have experienced just this past weekend after hosting our first business coaching mastermind this past Saturday, which, by the way, it was absolutely phenomenal. We had over 30 people participate. We had people from several states that participated. A few people came from out of the state and out of the area to be with us in person. Shout out to all of our family members that came from far. And for those that were even in Metro Atlanta, we had a few people outside of the state and area that were a part of our virtual live that we streamed directly to them. So thank all of you that participated in it. It was one of the most impactful moments of my life, not just as an apostle and prophet to the church, but as a business owner and entrepreneur to the marketplace. It was one of the most impactful moments because of the testimonies that I heard, because of the impact that my obedience to move in front of the pulpit has created in the lives of other people. When you make a lot of major decisions in your life as a leader, when you make a lot of major decisions in your life as a business owner, as a minister, as an entrepreneur, especially those of you that are frontliners. That means God done put you in a position where you got to lead your family. You the breadwinner. You the one that got to create a legacy. That's a heavy burden to lift and a heavy burden to carry. And so I congratulate and salute all you that wake up every day and do everything that you need to do to show up and to allow God to show out in every area of your life, especially in your business, ministry, and financial life. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so honored and humbled to have an opportunity 5 days a week, every Monday through Friday, at 12 o'clock p.m. to bring the Ramon Preston Show to you and to share with you information that we use in our company through our consulting, our coaching, and our online university training platform, all of which is designed to really help you start, structure, and scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, and even your wealth building dreams. And so I'm appreciative. Today, I'm going to continue the conversation that we began Monday and continued yesterday, that's centered around things that we talked about and we touched on this past Saturday in our business coaching mastermind. Now, for those of you that were unable to make it to our business coaching mastermind, if you are a part of our business coaching program, all you have to do is log into our university website, and on your dashboard, you're going to see the replay of the business coaching mastermind. You're also going to see the manual that's made up of all these PDF forms. We had 5 sessions that we covered. So you'll be able to rewatch the entire business coaching mastermind that we hosted, and you're able to download your PDF version of the manual. So we had 5 sessions in that mastermind this past Saturday. The first session was on identifying and qualifying. The second session was on goals and lifestyle. The third session was on the best business system. And then the fourth session was on the first 5 actions in business. That's actually something we talked about a week or so ago. I think we worded it as the first 5 steps in business. And then our 5th and final session this past Saturday was on the power of a mastermind. And so there were so many good points that we talked about, and so many amazing questions that were asked, and so many interactive discussions that manifested as a result of this mastermind this past Saturday. I wanted to at least take some time throughout this week, especially because this week I'm preparing to take my wife away for a week for her birthday. I'm gonna fly that girl out first class and just let her enjoy herself. She deserves it. She's not just my backbone, she is my life. I love my wife. I'm so blessed to have had her in my life the past 19 years, to be married to her for the last 18 years, and for her to be my business partner, my ride or die, everything. So we're preparing to go out of town for her birthday for a week, to get away. And so this week I wanted to some extent, digress and reflect on what we've been able to accomplish just within the first 6 weeks since we launched our 1-year business coaching program. That's why this mastermind was such a milestone, because we didn't set out to have over 30-something people show up this past weekend. We didn't set out to continue to have people like this week reach out to us and commit to join our 1-year business coaching program. Almost every day, we're either in communication with somebody, responding to somebody, or locking somebody into this 1-year business coaching program. At the very least, they're connecting to our university training platform. They're joining our Blueprint Game Plan program. So I'm just so excited. I'm so blessed. Please make sure you put the city that you're watching from in the comments, because we have other people that come on from everywhere. We're at a point to where people are watching this show from everywhere, and people are really learning a lot about business. They're learning a lot about financial literacy. They're learning a lot about biblical economics. They're learning a lot about what it takes to come from nothing and to make something happen just out of obedience and effort and showing up and taking your grit and your grind and your hustle and putting it to practice every day consistently until you see things change. And so today, y'all, I want to take a few minutes to talk about how you can identify and qualify yourself for business. How can you actually identify and qualify yourself for business? And again, this discussion is like an excerpt of our first session of our mastermind this past Saturday, because it was centered around identify and qualify. So I want to talk a little bit about that. Maybe you're interested in trying to figure out how can you identify with who you are in business and qualify this person that you believe you are in business. Maybe you don't know who you are in business. Maybe you're not sure if you got what it takes or if you are capable of even putting something together in the form of a business or a ministry that can make sense enough to be introduced to the marketplace and make an impact. So when you think about identifying and qualifying yourself for business, that's what I want you to think about. I want you to think about getting into the depths of who you really are, because when you're able to identify with who you really are, you can be able to see where you are. If you don't know who you are, it's hard to know where you are. So you might not be where you want to be in business. You might not be where you want to be in ministry. You might not where you want to be in your finances. But if you can just identify with who you are and then start working on, well, where exactly am I on this journey of entrepreneurship? Where exactly am I in this process of building a real legitimate business? Because you can do it. I know because I was at that point. I had been at that point so many times where I just didn't have a clue who I was. Am I really an entrepreneur? Do I have what it takes to put a business together? And then it didn't make it no better when I watch other people that got businesses, and I see people on TV and on social media and how they just booming, and they got a message that they've crafted together. They know how to tell their stories, and it just looks like they got it all together. They making money, and I'm like, man, I just wish I could at some point get to a place that I can see that happen for myself. I just couldn't see it. And for years I struggled with that. And until I started learning, until I started educating myself, until I started developing myself enough to figure out who I was, so that I can start identifying with where I was, what I had, and what I needed to do to not just identify myself, but qualify myself for business. This is what I want to talk about today. So if you're at a place where you just feel like you can't find that flow, you might be at a place where you just feel like, oh my God, I'm just stuck in this rat race of working a job or making just enough money to get by or not enough money. And I know I got these dreams and these ideas, but I just can't quite figure out how can I flip that switch and let that thing click so I can start moving forward. Well, guess what? I'm going to show you how to do it. See, I have formulas and tools that I have developed for me. And so all the stuff that I give people as a consultant, as a coach, as a trainer on my university when it comes to business and entrepreneurship, all this stuff is my personal playbook. This is the stuff that I use every day. This is the stuff that I have worked hard to put together so that it can make sense to me, because I knew I had like a plain canvas. That's how I started. I had a plain canvas. I didn't have a name for my business or ministry. I didn't have no manuals. I didn't have no strategies, no tools. I didn't have no paperwork, no information. I just got a dream. I just got an idea. I just got all this ambition, all this passion. I just got all these concepts that I just wish could just kaboom, come together at one time and could just work. But I had to realize that there was a process. And so the first part of that process is you identifying and qualifying yourself in business. If that's making sense to you, I want you to drop in the comments, identify and qualify. If what I'm saying is making sense to you, drop that in the comments. Identify and qualify. This is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to identify and qualify. Prophet Ramon, what am I going to identify with? I'm going to identify with who I am in business. That's where I got to start. I got to start with identifying with who I am in business. When you can identify with who you are in business, I'm going to show you how to do it. Then you can identify with where you are. With where you are. And then once you begin to identify with where you are in business, it makes it easier for you to start identifying with what you have and with what you need. Mm-hmm. Because there are some things that you have in business right now. Mm-hmm. Even if you ain't in business, it's still things you got. But then there are some things that you need. They are like necessities that you just can't do business without. And so once we're able to identify with those things, then it makes it easier to start qualifying yourself, qualifying your place and position, qualifying your core competencies, qualifying the things that you actually need to bring into this thing that you're building called a business so that you can start moving forward. See, once this kind of stuff starts being put together and starts making sense to you, business becomes easier. Business becomes easier because business is not about you getting an LLC. Business is not about you getting a 501c3. Business is not about you opening up a bank account. Business is not about you getting a domain name or getting a website or getting a flashy logo. All of those things are a part of your business, but they are not the most important. They are not the most vital components of your business. So let's look at identifying and qualifying. We'll start with identifying. And the critical question for identifying is, who are you? Who are you? Now, when I ask this question, who are you? I'm talking about, excuse me, who are you in terms of an entrepreneur, a business owner, or an investor? Those are the four layers of business that I want to highlight to answer that question. Who are you? This is going to be very important because you're identifying yourself in business. Are you an entrepreneur? Are you an entrepreneur? Are you a business owner? Or are you an investor? And you can actually twist that question to say, who do I want to be? Do I want to be an entrepreneur? Do I want to be an entrepreneur? Do I want to be a business owner? Or do I want to be an investor? So it's like a twofold question. Who are you in terms of those four? And it can also be the question, which one of those do you want to be? So let's look at an entrepreneur, because some people don't know what an entrepreneur is. Here's what an entrepreneur is. An entrepreneur is someone who is responsible for creating innovations and implementing them within an organization. Here is how I like to explain an entrepreneur. You can explain or understand an entrepreneur as someone who doesn't own the business. They just help support the vision of the business. An entrepreneur. Yeah. So it's a person who could be a go-getter. You're an entrepreneur. You're a go-getter. You're a grinder. You want the bag. You going for it. You got ambition. You want to have it all. You just don't put yourself in a position to have to run the organization. You want to undergird and support somebody who's actually running the organization.
Yeah.
But guess what? In terms of numbers, let's look at it from this perspective. An entrepreneur can be a number 2, a number 3, a number 6, a number 10, a number 15. An entrepreneur doesn't have to be a number 1 to be successful. This is very important. I know a lot of broke number 1s and rich number 4s.
Wow.
Because the number 4 person made the decision to identify with who they really were.
That's good.
And they were honest enough to say, I'm not a number 1. I'm not the one I'm not the entrepreneur. I'm not the business owner. I'm not the one that needs to be making the decisions. Now, how do you know if you are an entrepreneur? Well, number 1, you ain't running no business. You don't want to run no business. And even if you want to run the business, you're not willing, or you may not have the capacity to lean in on the level that you need to lean in to be able to run a business. That means you're just not ready or willing, or you might just don't have the capacity to just give up everything and eat dookie for however long you got to eat dookie just to make sure your business is successful. Just to make sure that your business is stable. Just to make sure that your business is actually making money. So signs of that are you're not putting a whole lot of money behind your business. You're not putting a whole lot of money behind learning to be a business owner. You're not investing enough time to develop the muscle to run a business and build a business. If these things are not a part of your behavior patterns, then you might be an entrepreneur. A lot of people don't want to have this discussion. And you know what happens? The people who are entrepreneurs that are trying to play the role of entrepreneurs and business owners who don't want to hear information like this, they end up losing and staying mediocre for 20 years. Wow. So they run businesses, but their businesses are ran in the ground, and it ain't even really a business. It's just like a side hustle. It's a hobby because they never make money in their business, at least not enough money to take them off their jobs. They never make enough money to hire any people. They never make enough money to create a solid future for themselves. And then we wonder why people are like 60 and 70 years old, still out there trying to run a business, and they have not done anything to make a positive impact economically in their lives, but they just wanted to be a number 1. They wanted to be a number 1 so bad that they were willing to risk their stability. They were willing to risk their family stability just to say, I'm a CEO. I'm a boss. I got a LLC. Come on, you got to know who you are. So you got to identify with who you are in terms of being an entrepreneur. The next one is an entrepreneur. What is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is someone who organizes, operates, and oversees business enterprises with the aim to make a profit. So an entrepreneur is someone who works for entrepreneurs. An entrepreneur is someone who is responsible for creating innovations and implementing them within an organization. But the entrepreneur is the one who actually organizes and operates and oversees the organization. The entrepreneur is the risk taker. I know I'm an entrepreneur because not only do I not want to work a secular job, not only do I not want to wait 40 years to retire only to not have enough money, but I'm equally eager to risk whatever needs to be risked just to build a business. So that means I'm willing to organize it. I'm willing to learn how to be a leader. I'm willing to grow. I'm willing to educate myself. I'm willing to spend as much money as I got to spend to be a better version of me so that I can create a business. I'm willing to I'm willing to operate a business, meaning that if I got to do everything until I got enough money that I can hire people to help me do some of the stuff that I'm doing, I'm willing to do that. So it's no position in my company that I'm not willing to learn and do or operate because I'm the entrepreneur. And I'm one of those entrepreneurs that even if I'm paying somebody to do something, I still want to at least know about it. I still want to have my finger on the pulse of it. I still want to be able to at least understand the basic fundamentals of it, because that's critical. That's important to an entrepreneur. So not only does an entrepreneur organize enterprises, but they operate them and they know how to oversee them, which means I know how to build that organization or that enterprise to a place that I'm willing to get out of the way. So I'm not going to hold on and try to be a one-man show when I know as an entrepreneur, I got to be enterprising. I got to be willing to expand and grow and get out of the box. Now, you might be an entrepreneur, but watch this. Okay, you may be an entrepreneur, meaning that you're not an entrepreneur, but it doesn't mean you're a business owner. Because there's an entrepreneurial process of growth that you have to go through in order to take your ability to be an entrepreneur and develop it and grow it and groom it into your ability to be a legitimate business owner. Because there are a lot of people who are considered to be business owners today who are not business owners. They're just entrepreneurs. Let me say that again. There are a lot of people today who we consider to be business owners, but they are not business owners. They are not business owners. How do you know they're not business owners? Because they don't own business systems. They own a job, which means if they stop working every day, money stops coming in because they don't have any systems. They don't have employees. They don't have processes. They don't have systems, meaning that they don't have a business. They just have a job that they own and they call it a business. So we want to be entrepreneurs, but we got to take that entrepreneurialism, that entrepreneurship, that entrepreneurial ability and develop it and groom it to becoming legitimate business owners. So you're either an entrepreneur, or number 3 of the 4 is a business owner. What is a business owner? Someone who owns and controls the day-to-day operations and exchanges of business systems. So when you're a business owner, you are owning and controlling the day-to-day operations of business systems. Now you may say, well, what if I'm not a business owner, but I just buy a business so that I don't have to do the work? Well, that doesn't necessarily mean you're a business owner. That means you're an investor. That's the fourth personality. An investor is someone who commits capital with the expectation of receiving a financial return. So if you are an entrepreneur, meaning that you're not an entrepreneur, and that means you're not a business owner, but let's just say you say, I want to own a business. I want to be a business owner. Well, that means you have to learn entrepreneurship. You have to learn it. Now, there are some people who are just like born to be entrepreneurs, but it ain't no different than somebody who just born to be a boxer, or somebody who just born to be a basketball player, or somebody who just born to be a painter. They still have to at some point identify with what they believe they were born to do and then start working at becoming the best at it. So that means your anointing, your gifting, or your talents have to be complemented with education, with training, until that education and training paired with anointing, gift, and talent becomes an amazing skill set. So even if you're not an entrepreneur or a business owner, but you know you are in your heart, but you're not seeing it in your life, then all that means is you have to develop the skill set by learning, by educating, and by training, and by like putting everything you got on the line to become that entrepreneur, to become that business owner. See, I knew deep down inside of me 20 years ago when I made the decision, or 19 years ago when I made the decision to start my first business, I knew in my heart that I was an entrepreneur. I knew in my heart that there was something in me that was supposed to be doing what I'm doing today. But the problem was I did not have the education. I did not have the training, which means I did not have the muscle or the skill set to actually do it and be successful in it. So what did I have to do? I had to go out there. First, I had to go out there with what I had. So for years, all I was doing was just hustling. I was just grinding, just doing anything I could do every day just to make a couple dollars. I was hitting and missing. I didn't have no consistency. I didn't have consistent income. My wife was a real estate professional. I was trying to do some real estate work on the side, looking for some investors, working for investors, trying to help them flip their properties and fix their rental properties. But I was just a glorified handyman. That's all I was. I was just putting toilets in, painting walls, putting ceiling fans up. I was just doing the dirty work for people who actually own businesses. I was just doing the handyman work for entrepreneurs who were really succeeding in their skill set of being entrepreneurs and business owners. But I hadn't quite crossed that bridge yet. But the reason why I didn't cross that bridge yet was not because I didn't want to be it. And was not because I couldn't be it. It was because I didn't have the right information. I didn't have the discipline to learn the right things that were going to push me in the direction that would qualify me at some point to be a legitimate entrepreneur and business owner. So you got to ask yourself that question, who are you? Are you an entrepreneur? If you are, and you know you're not willing and wanting to lay everything on the line, that means if you're an entrepreneur or business and you want to be a business owner and you want to be successful, first of all, you got to get to a point to where you commit everything. You're not going to play with it like a hobby and think it's going to be successful. You're not going to play with it. So some of you listening to me right now, you iffy every 2 weeks about what you want to do. Your mind everywhere. You all over the place. If I talk to you about business once a week, I'm going to hear a different story every week. That means you're not settled on being a business owner. That means you're not settled on putting your life and everything that you got in your life on the line to make this thing happen. And here's one of the reasons why you're not settled on it. Because you're not learning and training to develop the muscle and the skill set to get really good at being a business owner. So let's just say you're good at a certain craft and you want to start a business with that craft. Well, it ain't going to be enough for you to just be good at that craft. Let's say you just good at doing hair. Let's just say you good at painting. Let's just say you good at fixing walls and floors. Let's just say you good at certain tasks. Let's say you good at designing. Let's say you good with apparel. It doesn't mean just because you good at those things that you're going to be good at running a business. Running a business, being an entrepreneur, a developed entrepreneur, which is another version of a business owner, is a separate skill set from the thing that you're good at. Does that make sense? So just because I'm good at preaching don't mean I'm going to be good at having a successful ministry or having a successful church. I learned that when I started my first church. I learned that, wow, as good as I can preach, as much as I prophesy to people, as many demons I cast out of people, as much revelation I have, as theologically savvy I think I am, that had nothing to do with me running a successful church. That had nothing to do with me making sure my ministry was successful. So I was good at fixing homes and buildings. I know my way around a building. I know how to do floors. I know how to do drywall. I know how to do ceiling fans, electrical work, plumbing work. I do it all. And if I don't know how to do it, I know how to go to YouTube and Google, and I'll figure it out if it's within a house. I don't know nothing about cars now. It's a whole lot of other stuff I don't know nothing about. But when it comes to homes, when it comes to real estate, I know a whole lot about that stuff, right? But just because I was good at that didn't mean I was successful as an entrepreneur and a business owner. Because I was out there doing that for people who were successful. They were just paying me to help them make the deal happen. Because I did not have the education and the training in entrepreneurship, in business, not just in my craft. So entrepreneurship and business has to become a skill set. So for those of you that are watching, out of the 4, which one right now do you think you are? And maybe you might add, which one do you want to be? Which one do you think you are right now? And it may be twofold for some of you. Which one do you think you are, and which one do you think you want to be? So right now, I can honestly say, and you could be a couple of them. Like, I'm an investor, but I'm a business owner. I'm a business owner more than I'm anything right now. Especially the last couple of years. The last couple of years of my life, I've been focusing on being a business owner. I've been focusing on being an organizational enterprise leader, a CEO, an executive. I haven't even really been focusing on being an investor in terms of investing in real estate or other investment vehicles. I've been focusing on building a successful multi-million-dollar business. I've been putting all my eggs in that basket. So if I had to identify with at least one of those 4, I would say I'm a business owner. My personal assistant just said she's an entrepreneur. See, we can say that definitively. We can say that definitively. My wife might even say she's an entrepreneur, even though she's the pastor of her church. But as far as the organization, she still likes for me to run the organization. She still likes for me to run the corporate aspects of the organization. She still likes for me to implement systems because she has a background in property management, store management. So she doesn't want to own the property. She doesn't want to own the store. She wants to manage it. That's somewhat of an entrepreneur. So if you had to identify with one of the 4, which one are you? Because if you're an investor, that means you might want to invest in a business, but you don't want to run the business. You don't want to you don't want to control the business. You just want to own interest in the business, but you want to own it as an investor. But you have to identify yourself as an investor. Because if you can't identify with one of those 4, how are you going to qualify yourself for what you need in order to be successful in the thing that you know you are? Because if you're an entrepreneur, okay, my personal assistant is an entrepreneur. Let's say if my wife, she might consider herself a business owner now. I don't know. I got to ask her that. But let's just say you consider yourself an entrepreneur. At least that helps you to figure out or identify with what steps you need to take in order to be successful. So I'm showing her as an entrepreneur, as a personal assistant to a business owner, that not only will you be, but more generally speaking, you can be a millionaire and an entrepreneur. You just have to be disciplined in things that relate to business, like sales, like financial literacy, like understanding the economics behind your job, which is directly associated to business. Ooh, that's good. If you have any questions, please drop the questions in the comments. For those of you that have any questions, drop the questions in the comments, or you could just call me today if you like. You can give me a call right now while we're live. You can dial 678-922-1963, extension 1. That number is in the comments. Again, you can dial 678-922-1963, extension number 1. if you have any questions. So I want some of you to give me some feedback. Which one of those 4 do you think you are? Now, again, if you are an entrepreneur and you want to be a business owner, don't say you're a business owner if you don't own systems. Meaning that if you can't stop working, you still own a business. If you ain't got people working for you, you still own a business. I had to come to that reality a couple years ago that, man, I'm around here talking about I own a business. I don't own no doggone business. I'm a solopreneur. I'm a one-man show. What they call it, a one-show pony. I'm a one-show pony. My wife wasn't even working for me. My wife was like, dog, you got to figure this thing out. Bro, you ain't ready to hire yourself, talking about hiring me. In other words, you're not a business owner. I had to look myself in the mirror, literally and figuratively, and accept the fact that, Ramon, all these years you've been an entrepreneur, you've been hustling, you've been a grinder, you've been a go-getter, and you've done fairly well for yourself. You're still not a business owner. I had to accept that. And the moment I identified with who I was and with where I was, just in terms of these 4, I was able to free myself up. I remember for a season, I was always around here talking about I'm a real estate investor. Have you ever heard me say that? I've said it before. I know about investing. I have invested, but I wasn't no full-time real estate investor. But I thought I was, just because I was participating in investing, just because I was around the world of investing, just because I had partners and people that I was doing business with on an investment level, but I was not a professional full-time investor with an investment business, because it goes back to being a business. I didn't have that system. I didn't have those systems. So I wasn't even really an entrepreneur. I was really a hustler, a grinder, a solopreneur. I was a self-employed individual. There's so many other terms we can use. But I'm telling y'all, one of the best business decisions I made was look at myself in the mirror and just being honest that you're not a business owner. So stop saying it. You're not an investor. Stop saying it. And I remember when I hit that reality, if y'all go back and watch a few videos from like 2018, just 3 years ago, you will start hearing me say stuff like, hey, my name is Ramon Preston. I'm a real estate entrepreneur. Because I realized that I wasn't an investor nor was I a business owner. So this is like the last 3 years that I really got into this understanding. Like, it's hard for people to realize and listen to somebody like me and understand that this is not something that I've done like this for 20 years. When I say I've been a full-time entrepreneur for 18 years, that just means I was trying to figure it out 15 of the last 18. Literally. Now, it doesn't mean I wasn't making money. It doesn't mean me and my wife didn't have a good life. It doesn't mean we wasn't living well and didn't have things going on for ourselves. It just means I did not have the growth and the grooming to be positioned and polished as a legitimate, successful business owner. And that should be the goal. That should be the game. If you have a desire to really build wealth, it has to be that way for you. All right? Ooh, that was good. I just stop in the middle of the show and be like, man, that was good. Yeah, I just have to stop and say la. Like, man, that was a whole lot of game right there. Okay, so those of you that are thinking that through, I really want you to take some time. I really want you to take some time to identify with who you are, and then you're able to qualify. So let's say, for example, if you are an entrepreneur, but you're not quite a business owner yet, and you identify with that. You keep it a buck with yourself and say, you know what, I'm not quite a business owner yet. I'm starting a business. I own a legal entity called the business, but I'm not yet operating a business system where it doesn't require all of me, meaning that if it requires all of me and I have no employees, I have no systems and processes, I just own a job that I'm calling a business. Let's just say if that's where you at. Well, now you're able to qualify what do you have then? And you're able to qualify yourself for what you don't have. So what do I need in order to cross that bridge to get from entrepreneur to business owner? Well, one of the things that you need is education. You need specific training. This is why I teach entrepreneurship and business in our Blueprint Game Plan program. This is our premier signature university platform program that I teach entrepreneurship and business ownership. I actually teach you in a course called The Entrepreneur's Guide to Business. I teach you the process of going from being an entrepreneur to being a business owner, like all the steps that you got to take to go from being an entrepreneur to being a business owner. And then another course in that Blueprint Game Plan is a course called Starting and Structuring a Holding Company. I then show you how to properly structure your organizational enterprise like that of a holding company, where you can have a parent organization, divisions and subsidiaries under that organization, which would be the basis for your business system. I also talk a lot about the corporate systems that you need integrated into this holding company or into this business so that you can have a legitimate business system. Now, one of the most important corporate systems that you have to have integrated into your business so that you can validate it and legitimize it as a business system is an accounting system. If you could see this form that I have in front of me, this is information from our manual that we gave out for our mastermind this past Saturday. One of the first things that we talked about after we identified and qualified ourselves was the role of financial literacy.
Somebody said I created a high paying job for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I have few people on my team, but no one to go to do the repairs. They were just saying that
Okay.
when he was talking about.
So the first system that you need to integrate into your business, me personally, I believe, should be a financial system. It should be an accounting system. In other words, you got to identify and qualify yourself as a business owner or as a soon-to-be business owner. And one of the ways you're going to build on that identification and qualification is by integrating an accounting system. That means you're going to have to familiarize yourself with the fundamentals, the basics of financial literacy. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, everything that I'm telling you, I've done. And I continue to do. And the more I do it, my business continues to grow, and it gets easier for me and for my team because I keep growing and grooming myself, my people, and my business into these systems that are starting to work for us to make our job easier and to make our business better. So if you're going to build a business, there are a few top corporate systems that you got to have connected to that business. One of those top corporate systems is an accounting system. It's an accounting system. An accounting system is a part of your financial literacy. You cannot put this off on a business consultant. You cannot put this off on a CPA. You cannot put this off on a virtual assistant. You cannot put this off on a real assistant. You cannot put this off on a bookkeeper or a secretary. To some extent, you as a business owner, you as a mature entrepreneur, I like that term too. Okay, you as a business owner, you as a mature entrepreneur have to know at least the fundamental basics of accounting. You have to know the fundamentals of financial literacy, because if you don't, your business is going to suffer. And most likely, you're not going to continue to build a business system. You're going to revert back to being a one-show pony. right? And we don't want that. We want you to continue to grow. So the role of financial literacy is about you being able to understand how your money in your business is going to be made, how your money in your business is going to be managed, how your money in your business is going to be multiplied. So you got to understand the basic fundamentals of how do I make money in my business? How do I manage my money in my business? How do I multiply my money in my business? This is one of the most important systems that has to be connected to your business if you want to build a legitimate business and be successful in that business. And so a lot of the ways that you're going to have to develop in order to make money in your business and manage money in your business and multiply money in your business, a lot of those ways are going to be connected to you learning about accounting, you learning about balance sheets, you learning about cash flow and cash flow cycles, and you taking all of that information that you learn about financial literacy and literally connecting it, integrating it into this LLC you got, connecting it and integrating it into this 501c3 you got, connecting it and integrating it into this holding company you got. Otherwise, 3 years from now, guess what you're going to be doing? You're going to be around here looking at your paperwork saying, oh, I got an LLC. I haven't done my taxes. I ain't got no money in my bank account. I don't have no systems. I don't really have a business. I'm still working on my job, still trying to wait to get a loan or figure out when God gonna drop a Brinks bag out the sky to help me get my business off the ground. That's not how it works. It works by you educating yourself and training yourself and putting yourself in the best business position, which means that you take who you are and connect it to what you have and start building on it from there. I'm gonna stop right there because it's 1:16. I was already late today and I'm over my time, but I hope you learned something on identifying and qualifying yourself in business. And I really encourage you to take some time to really check your heart to see, where am I on this spectrum of these 4 personalities? If you had to identify with one, which one could you honestly say you are right now? Are you an entrepreneur? Are you a legitimate business owner? Or are you an investor? And again, don't tell me I'm all of them. Me too. Just find one. Identify with one and let's start from there. Because if you're an entrepreneur but you want to be a business owner, or if you are an entrepreneur but you want to be a business owner, at least when you identify with it, you're able to figure out what is it going to take to get from entrepreneur to business owner, entrepreneur to business owner, or maybe investor to business owner. Because you'll never get there unless you're able to identify with where you are. Have you ever tried to put an address in the GPS or in the Google Maps? A lot of times you'll put an address in there and guess what the next thing is that it requires? For you to put the address where you at. So I want to go to New York and I put the address, take me to Manhattan, 2255 Manhattan, right? Guess what Google Maps or the GPS gonna ask me? Where are you now? If I don't know who I am, I can't tell who I am where I am. So you have to be able to identify with that. And once you do, I guarantee you, no matter what other systems that you're going to have to connect to your business, no matter what other information and education you're going to have to connect to your business, accounting is going to be one of them. Now, guess what? I got some real good news for you because starting next month in June, we're going to begin hosting bi-weekly VIP workshops. Bi-weekly. So every other week, right here in our headquarters, we'll be hosting VIP workshops. Our first VIP workshop is going to be Saturday, June the 12th, right? Mm-hmm. From 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. right here. If you cannot make it in person, we're going to be able to bring you in virtually live so that you could participate in our first VIP workshop. It's going to be Saturday, June 12th. Our first VIP workshop is going to be on the power of QuickBooks. I'm going to pull it up right now. You can go to my website and pull it up. It's on RamonPreston.com. I guess that's in the comments too, huh? That page is in the comments. It's RamonPreston.com/events. Okay, so the first, see if I can pull it up on my page here. Might be a little too far for y'all to see it. But the first workshop that we're going to be hosting, there we go, is going to be on the power of QuickBooks, accounting, tax strategies, and financial literacy. The power of QuickBooks, accounting, tax strategies, and financial literacy. On Saturday, June 26, 12 to 4, we're going to be hosting another VIP workshop on business. This is going to be on how to start and structure your holding company. We also have another VIP workshop on sales. This is going to be July 10th from 12 to 4. And probably within the next hour or so, when you go back to this page, you're going to see a VIP workshop on marketing, which is most likely going to be Saturday, July 24th. So if you go to RamonPreston.com, you'll see our VIP workshops. We have 3 on here right now. Of course, we have 4 upcoming business coaching masterminds. So you can see those right there on the page. I'm blowing it up a little bit so you can see it behind me. But these workshops are going to be very important for those of you that are business owners or entrepreneurs that want to be business owners. We're going to walk you through the process in our financial workshop of how to start a QuickBooks account, how to integrate it into your business, connect your bank account, how to categorize and itemize your income and expenses. We're going to walk you through that whole process. We're going to be teaching you some very strategic tax strategies. We're going to show you how to get a raise on your job, how to leverage your job with your business to minimize your taxes. We're going to really brain dump a lot of information on financial literacy along with QuickBooks and accounting during this VIP workshop. Our VIP business workshop is going to be on how to start and structure your holding company. We're going to walk you through the process of getting your EIN, of getting your articles of organization for your LLC and how you categorize it as a holding company. If you're going to have other operating businesses, we're going to make sure we show you how to go back, get EINs for your subsidiaries, your operating businesses, how to properly file your LLC paperwork for your other companies to make sure that your holding company owns it. And we're going to be talking about certain systems that need to be integrated into your holding company. We're going to show you how to run the day-to-day operations of your holding company. In this sales VIP workshop, we're going to be showing you how to master what I call the 5 most important components of selling. These are the 5 P's of sales: the practice of sales, the people of sales, the power of sales, the products of sales, and the ultimate process of sales. I honestly think everybody needs to learn how to sell. I mean, I thought I was good at sales. I really didn't think I was that good. I just felt like I was able to get through a sales process if I needed to. But I've had a lot of bumps in the road. I've learned a lot. I've lost a lot. I failed a lot. And I continue to educate myself and get better. And I want to extend that education and information to my community to make sure that you have one of the best skill sets that you can ever have, no matter what you do in life. Even if you do not have a business, I still recommend you to learn how to sell. Because if you don't have a business, you still got to sell yourself. So we are offering a 65% off discount for our VIP workshops. Of course, if you would like to join our 1-year business coaching program, you get our business coaching masterminds free. So all of our coaching clients, they are able to attend our masterminds, not our workshops, but our masterminds free. These are business coaching masterminds. But if you're not a part of our one-year business coaching program, you can still register to join us for those masterminds. But I would definitely encourage you to join our workshops. We're gonna be hosting workshops every other week. That's my goal, to get to a place to where every week we have a workshop going on here at our headquarters, because we're looking forward to hiring a lot of new people this year. We're looking forward to expanding our own team in-house, and a lot of our expansion is going to be around many of the workshops that we're going to be hosting starting next month. So if there's any other information you need about our workshops, about our business coaching masterminds, and or if you would like to join our one-year business coaching program, I would love for you to reach out to us. All the information is in the comments. You can text the word coaching to the number that you see in the comments. And you can also go register, because seating is definitely limited. And this 65% off discount code is probably not going to be good for only today or tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. If not today. Today may be the last day. Once our system resets, that code is going to be kicked out. So we're already resetting some of our older codes to make sure that they're not running into each other. So right now you're able to get 65% off. The discount code is VIP 2021. That's how you can get 65% off. VIP 2021. I love y'all. Thank y'all for being patient with us today, even though we were a few minutes late. Yep, a few minutes late. And we're going to come back tomorrow. I think I'm going to continue this discussion. I want to talk about goals and lifestyle tomorrow, but I also want to come back and talk about some of the creative funding strategies that we talked about, because so many people are looking to get funding for their business, especially with the PPP loans and the EIDL loans and all the other stuff that's going on. So I want to just hit on that tomorrow, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk a little bit about goals and lifestyle. I'm actually giving you information from our recent business coaching mastermind. If you join our business coaching mastermind, a business coaching program, you get free access to all of our masterminds, as well as access to this information from our recent mastermind. And you can go back and watch it and learn a whole lot about all this stuff that we talked about today. Love y'all. Have an amazing day.